Bashar Perriman. It should be nice. Hopefully he can be 100% healthy for next year. But Kamar Aiken representing UCF. Also, you have fullback Kyle Jukes.
Yeah. Hold on, I have it written down because I knew this would be a tough one.
It has 6 consonants in a row.
It's pretty insane. It's
random letters were written.
Jusizic.
That sounds right. He had 5 for 26.
You're not even give it a shot. Oh, come on!
And a touchdown. You did it right. I'll give that to you.
Here's the sound of Weasel tapping out.
So, Chiefs on a 8th game winning streak, pretty good. Would you say they are the top of the AFC West over the Broncos?
I'll answer that question on one condition, Weasel. Give me the first name of the leading rusher for the Chiefs in this game.
The first name, Chuck Hendrick.
Boom! Okay, this man. Okay, I gotta answer the question now. Who do I think? Pose it one more time. Who do I think is going to get the AFC West?
Well, who would you say is the best team? Because,
who is the best team?
You got the Chiefs, you got the Broncos.
Yeah, because, seriously, what? Wow, that's tough.
Yeah, because different facets of the game. The Broncos have the,
I'll put it
pretty
this
powerful
way.
defense.
Yeah. If you look at the roster, the Broncos have more people. They have more talent, right? But, the Chiefs still have their starter and no issues at quarterback. And both their defenses are good. It's the ultimate quandary of, do you want star quarterback or do you want supporting pieces? And actually, I wouldn't even call Alex Smith a starting quarterback. Today, because they have more pieces, I would say the Broncos. But it's pretty close. Yep. Keep in mind, if the Chiefs and Broncos both got to 11 wins today, I believe the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs. If the Chiefs win out and the Bengals win out, meaning that they would beat the Broncos next week, the Chiefs would win the division. And the Broncos would miss the playoffs entirely, assuming other teams win out.
Craziness.
We'll get to more on that later. But next up on the list, I get to cover this gem. Oh, boy. Wait, Chris, this is you. Oh, boy. Patriots, Titans. Chris.
The Patriots had an easy win against the Florida School of the Deaf and Blind. The Tennessee Titans, 33-16 to clinch the first round bye.
Wow. You just said Delaney Walker can't compete with a bunch of blind kids, and he had 2 touchdowns, man. That's rough. Anyway.
Tom Brady was efficient with 267 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brendan LaFell had 4 for 88. James White had 7 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. Gronk had 54 and a touchdown. So the Titans, Marcus Mariota lost a fumble and left the game in the second quarter with a sprained MCL. Reports say that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. In came Zach Mettenberger, 20 for 28 for 249 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. Rookie Dorial Green-Beckham had 6 catches for 113 yards. And the only bright spot this year for the Titans is Delaney Walker, as he had 64 yards receiving on 2 catches, which both of those were touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, Patriots lost. Danny Amendola with sprained knee. He could be out for a few weeks. So really, that's basically it on this game. The Patriots get a first-round bye. Some people could say they cheated in this game, but really this is how weak the opponent was.
Look, you mentioned Amendola. Honestly, they're going to get Edelman back for the playoffs. I'm really not that worried about it. There's rumors that he'll see time in Week 17. So as long as they got Edelman back, I'm not that worried about Amendola. They got LaFell, Amendola, of course, Gronk, Scott Chandler. James White has been filling in nicely at the running back position for Dion Lewis. That offense is what it is, man. And, of course, when they're beating up on, the Rocco Club School for Women typewriter class here, that's known as the Titans football team. Yeah, of course it's an easy day. Gronk gets another touchdown. Big shock. Not exactly moving mountains at that point. So, anyways, yeah, that was fun. Not really. Another fun game that was really a waste of all our time because we knew exactly who was going to win. And, yeah, Bengals, Niners, whatever. Okay, so, sure, A.J. McCarron was starting for the injured Andy Dalton with the broken thumb. McCarron, basically, he did enough to not screw things up, and the Bengals won the football game, 24-14. Blaine Gabbert went 30 for 50. Guys, I shouldn't have to find you a reason. The difference in the game. You want to know what the difference in the game is? Blaine Gabbert throwing the ball 50 times. That's the difference in the game. 4 turnovers for your 49ers, including 3 interceptions by one Blaine Gabbert and a fumble by Anquan Bolden. He did have a touchdown on the day. But, yeah, I'm not even going to break this game down that much because, you know, the most of the stuff involving the Bengals we'll talk about later. The Niners, do they need to go for – if they don't go for a quarterback in the first round, what position should they go for, Weasel?
One more time.
If the Niners don't get a quarterback in the first round, what position should they go for? I'm desperate. I don't know.
Possibly linebacker.
Okay.
They had Chris Borland was – it was looking like the kind of, you know, the future for that linebacking core.
Yeah.
And Patrick Willis, yeah, he's gone.
Patrick Willis, Chris Borland, Alden Smith, Dan Skuta. They got Navarro Bowman and Ahmad Brooks. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, that's not a horrible idea if you got a good edge rush, sure. I kind of feel like they need to rebuild their own line a little bit. I don't know. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say offensive line. If they don't go after quarterback, then you go offensive line.
Yeah. But that's not a bad idea with the edge rush, Weasel. I'm feeling that. But I don't think they should go for quarterback either. But considering how high their pick is probably going to be, they're probably going to go quarterback. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would maybe even trade down and go to offensive line, or even go probably second round, go for a safety or something.
Or hey, yeah, maybe trade down and get some multiple. Yeah, I like that. That could be a good plan. So yeah, speaking of good plans, despite the fact he was chided by many for attending a Cleveland Cavaliers game on Friday, Johnny Manziel looked like he was ready to play. He did not have a bad outing against the Seattle Seahawks in the 13-30 loss. Manziel did his job, 13 for 30, 261 with a touchdown and an interception. But hey, against that defense, that ain't bad. Combined with Duke Johnson on the ground, not a bad day overall for the Browns offensively, but because Russell Wilson. Look, I don't know where the Browns defense was, whatever, however you want to say it. The point is, they weren't stopping Wilson. 21 for 30, 249 yards with 3 touchdowns. Christian Michael, 15 for 84, doing his thing. Jermaine Kearse, 7 catches, 110 yards. Tyler Lockett with a touchdown as well. Guys, look, as critical as I've been of Russell Wilson, mentioning him being overrated, this whole thing we've talked about, which, by the way, I saw ESPN talking about 5 weeks after we bring it up, by the way, where he actually steps into the pocket, where his first move isn't to flee for his life to the outside, is coming up dividends to him. This is 4 games in a row where he's had a very significant passing production. So as much as I'm critical of the guy when he hasn't done his job, look, both Thomas Rawls and Marshawn Lynch are out, and he does this. I get it. It's the Browns. But by the same token, you know, you got to cite the improvement when you see it, and I'm going to do that. Boom. What, Weasel? Don't judge me.
It's all good.
At any rate, I love throwing that in there just to see what you do. It catches you off guard. You're like, what now? Look, you'll know when I talk smack. It's pretty obvious, Cat. Why are you yelling at me? Anyways, speaking of people who have been yelled at and had people talk smack at them, the Dolphins played against the Chargers in San Diego. And the beauty of that segue is you don't know which team I'm talking about. However, the Chargers won this game 30-14. As soft as I've called the Chargers all season long. The Finns have packed it up, apparently. The difference here, folks, if you convert 2 for 14 on third down. You are not having a good day. The Chargers had twice as many first downs, 26 compared to 13. Phillip Rivers had a 300-yard day. Sure, he had 2 picks, but also had 3 touchdowns. And Tannehill, really, he brought in a running touchdown. Okay, terrific. Danny Woodhead, big day, 8 for 10 on the ground rushing. Oh, that's not the part that was a big day. He had a touchdown and also went 8 for 50 in the air. Is that 3? No, it can't be right. That's a lot of touchdowns for Danny Woodhead. It's always fun to talk about Woodhead scoring a lot. See what I did there? Anyways, next game on the docket, another one we knew was going to be an exciting brawl against 2 juggernauts, the Cardinals and the Eagles. And yes, that's 2 sarcastic segues in a row. Is there some sort of a prize for that, or do I have to have at least 3? I'll work on it. So 40-17 and the slapdown of the Eagles. Guys, look, we've already been over it many times with the Chip Kelly offense. It is feast or famine with this Eagles team. The offense must produce for success because on top of the fact they're not very good against the run, which Dave Johnson exposed as a rookie in the running game. 29 carries, 187 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day, also contributing 4 completions for 42. There's your fantasy performance right there. I didn't you try to get him on waivers, Weasel?
Player again?
Dave Johnson?
Yeah, I got him on waivers.
Oh, this is bitter, isn't it?
This ain't bitter.
Oh, you got
Dave
him?
Johnson, yeah.
Oh.
He got for one of my leagues. I tried the other one, but their waiver wire rules are stupid.
Yeah.
The worse you do for each week, the worse your record, you get the highest waiver spot. So you have guys that are doing like terrible, who have like a 1-10 record, that are getting like the big free agent pickups, like at the time Thomas Rawls.
Well, they need
stuff.
pick-me-ups, you know.
Yeah, well,
they're just so bad that they don't even deserve this guy.
But the thing about Dave Johnson, he was available, snatched him, and put up I believe it was like 44 fantasy points, and the rookie has a future. And dare I say, I would say he would be in talks of offensive rookie.
Well, you have to at least talk about him. Does he have enough of a body of work? But you know what comes after this, don't you? Points for Weasel.
Yeah.
Who says we don't talk about fantasy on this show?
So that one worked out pretty well, but one more week.
Yeah, that's kind of like saying your defense getting 4 turnovers when your team only had 1 working out pretty well. I think that's the same level of hyperbole there, don't you? I'm just saying. Calling the Bills dramatic at this point in the season with all that's going on could also be an understatement. And they played against the Skins this week. Did they turn it around? Let's find out. Weasel, what do you got?
The Redskins are at the top of the NFC East with their 35-25 home victory over the Bills. Redskins quarterback Kirk Cousins, 22 of 28, 319 yards with 4 touchdowns. For the past many weeks, the guy's had like pretty much 1 touchdown pass and blew up with 4. He was sacked once, but had 3 scrambles for 11 yards and a touchdown run.
You like that?
And speaking
I
of...
had to do it. I'm sorry.
It is pretty funny that the Washington crowd, they had the chance of, you like that for Kirk Cousins. So the guy's embracing it. And what's nice is that he's making money off of it by selling you like that shirts, but the money is going to charity. So he's taking a pretty humorous thing and kind of makes fun of himself. And he's doing good for... I forgot what charity it is, but it is going towards that. So
Pop quiz. Better random scream out at a camera. You like that by Kirk Cousins or Can't Wait by Bart Scott? Weasel.
I say Kirk Cousins.
Really? Chris?
Yeah. I said I can't wait.
Can't Wait by a mile. What the hell's wrong with you? I was just saying that to make sure everybody would say Can't Wait. Wow. I'm not disappointed, but I'm surprised. I don't know. Anyways, keep going.
Redskins running back Alfred Morris had 14 carries for 84 yards. Redskins wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, 6 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown.
Rumors of his demise dramatically overstated. That being said, he is a one-trick pony, and don't let him get over top of you. Just saying.
Yeah, he's had he was out like the first 10 games of the year and stuff, so
right.
he's came on strong. Someone who's been a force lately, tight end Jordan Reed. 7 for 84 with 2 touchdowns.